Welcome to this class, the second in the series of the COVID recovery classes. And this class is for everyone. However, specifically, hopefully, this class is accessible for those of you who've been sick, but it is meant for everyone to practice. And maybe you've been feeling stuck or tense or having trouble connecting to yourself or others or dehydrated or feeling like gripping or holding on to resentment, things like that. This class might be an appropriate class for you. And the class is meant to connect to the water element, the water and fluidity in our bodies so that we can flow more, feel more lubricated in our bodies, and find more pleasure in our practice. So it will be a little bit of movement and breathing and meditation all mixed together. And we're going to start seated. So you can find a comfortable seat, practicing on a mat or no, sitting cross-legged, and propping yourself up so that you're comfortable, so the spine is long and the rib cage is off the hips. And spend a few moments getting comfortable here so you can move yourself around. Don't have to be static. In fact, I encourage you to explore your practice today, even in the postures. Move a little bit, find yourself in your most pleasurable expression of the posture. Relax your shoulders. Scan your face for any gripping and let go of any muscular tension in the face, in the neck, the shoulders, and the arms, the torso, and the hips, and the legs, and the feet. Feel comfortable where you're seated. Close your eyes. Connect to how you're breathing today. You're having trouble connecting to your breath, physically put your hands on yourself. Place your hands on your stomach, or your chest, or both. Feel your torso moving underneath your hands. When you breathe in, the belly expands and the chest lifts, the hands kind of move away from each other. And as you exhale, feel yourself settling. Maybe the hands come a tiny bit closer together. But connect to your physical body and connect to your breath here. Notice how you are breathing today. How's the quality of your inhale, the quality of your exhale? How does it feel to be breathing through the nose? Let your breath flow. Let the inhale flow into the exhale, and the exhale flow into the inhale. A never-ending cycle. Like waves in the ocean. Constant moving. Constantly moving. The exhale leading into the inhale leading into the exhale. No rushing. In fact, going even slower and deeper. If it feels appropriate, lengthen your inhale and lengthen your exhale. Keep tension out of the eyes, out of the teeth. Breathe through your nose. We're going to do 5 more breaths here. Adding on a little bit extra exhale. So we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale out the nose. And at the bottom of your exhale, draw your navel back and give your exhale an extra little push. And then breathe in. And breathe out. And at the bottom of the exhale, draw your navel back, a sharp, quick exhale more. 3 more. Last 2 breaths, breathing out anything that isn't going to serve you for our practice, anything stale left over in the lungs. Last one, adding extra oomph in the exhale, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. And at the bottom of your exhale, extra push out the nostrils. Breathe in and reach your arms up over your head. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in. Feel your body filling up and your arms floating up. Exhale, hands to heart. And do 1 more inhale. You can look up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Release your hands, switch your legs, and start to give yourself a little bit of free movement here. I suggest circles in the hips, letting your spine, your shoulders, your neck, and your head follow the movement of your hips. And move in the opposite direction, exploring any stickiness that you might feel in your hips. Maybe it's in your knees or your feet. And come back to center. Place your left hand outside the left hip. Lean to the left. Stretch your right arm up. And as soon as you're in your deepest stretch, start to come up through center and over to the other side. Without lifting your hips off the mat, start to flow here from side to side. You can close your eyes. Let your body flow with your breath. Think about connecting to an inhale as you float through center, and exhale as you extend out through your sides. Let it be a bit of a dance. Not staying, not being stuck, not holding any of the poses, but as soon as you're in it, starting to move yourself out of it. And do 1 more on each side. And come up through center. We'll meet on our hands and knees. Moving yourself through some cat-cow stretches. Really good for the lungs, really good for your spine, and a really potent way of connecting your body and your breath. Think about these movements as stretching all different parts of the lungs. The back, the upper back, the sides, underneath the armpits, the front, the chest, the throat. Move this area. Connect to your breath. Let it flow. Try to not stay in one of the poses too long. Take 3 or 4 more, depending if you're flowing quickly or slowly. Full breaths in, full breaths out. Come back to center, move your knees back just a little bit, and slowly lower to your belly. We're going to create a flow here, trying to keep your hands in one place, but connecting to your breath. On a breath in, roll yourself open into cobra pose. And as you exhale, push your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Inhaling, coming forward, hips forward but shoulders over the wrists. And exhale, lowering back down. Start to connect movement and breath, inhaling, lifting as soon as you're at the top of your inhale. Start to exhale and start to transition into child's pose, fully exhaling and then inhaling, coming into tabletop, shoulders over the wrists, hips forward of the knees, and exhale, lowering down with control. And do that 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling, exhaling. 2 more on your own. Slowly breathing, deeply breathing, connecting, flowing. We're going to meet on our bellies the next time that you lower down. Interlace your fingers behind the back and start to stretch your knuckles towards your heels. Activate your legs, but have the tops of your feet on the ground and breathe into your belly. Look down, neck long on the back side, on the left and right side. Go ahead and release. Come into downward facing dog. Find a comfortable distance for your hands and for your feet. You can have your knees deeply bent. Don't compromise the breath for the pose. So stay deeply breathing, stretching the arms long, spreading the sit bones. You can move your head yes and no. Start to walk your feet forward. We're going to come into a squat. I'm going to turn towards you, turning the toes out and heels in, and sink your hips down. And this is your first squat of the day. You can move yourself around a little bit, moving your hips, moving your feet and your ankles, or you can stay more static, hands to heart. Go ahead and fold forward, release your hands, and lift your hips. Toes facing forward. A gentle hang. You can grab your elbows. Take 2 more breaths. Release your hands to the ground and lift your chest a little bit and step your left foot back. Hands on the leg, slowly come up to a high lunge, making the back leg straight. That might mean lifting your hips a little bit, but right knee over the ankle. Lift your arms, and on a breath in, straighten your legs. Inhale, and exhale, bend the knee. Inhale here. And exhale, bring your hands down, step your left foot forward. Inhale and exhale, slide the right foot back and walk yourself up into a high lunge. And check out the positioning of your legs and your hips, making the back leg straight. Lift your arms and exhale. Inhale, straighten your legs. And exhale, bend the knee. Take an extra breath in. And exhale, bring your hands down and step your back foot forward. Press your hands into your shins, elongate your spine. Bring your hands to your hips and then come up to standing. Breathe in, reach your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take an extra full body breath. Feel like it's coming in through your feet all the way to the crown of your head. And releasing out the feet. Take your right foot, step it back, and find warrior two legs. Left knee over the ankle and right foot parallel to the back of your mat, arch lifted. And we're going to flow here with the breath. Inhale, straighten your legs and bring your arms up over your head. And exhale, bend into the front knee. And continue to flow, not holding either of these two poses, but inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten your legs, and turn to the other side. Bend the knee. Situate your legs and hips, upper body. Extend your arms. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. Keep flowing with your breath. Doesn't have to be perfect alignment, but feel yourself moving in your hips, moving in your breath, heating up your body. Bring your hands to your hips and straighten the leg. Turn your toes to the side and then walk your heels in a little bit. And bend into your knees. Take your hands on tops of the thighs. Try and release a little bit of your low back so you can move your hips around a little bit. Try and find some relaxation through the low back. And then straighten your legs. And then bring your hands to your heart. And then come back into goddess pose. Bend the knees. Feel heat opening through the hips. Try and tuck your tailbone a little bit. Lift your chest a little bit. And then straighten your legs. Nice. Take one more. This time, bending the knees. Hands onto the thighs. And bring your right shoulder in and across. Twisting your spine. You can look to the left. And then come back to center. And over to the other side. Come to center. Straighten the legs. Heel toe your feet back into center. Lift your arms up over your head and fold forward. Start to bend your knees. Send your arms forward. If it's accessible to you, sit straight onto the ground from there. You can bring your hands behind you. Set up your props. Extend your legs forward. Cross the right leg over the left. And the foot can be pretty close to the left hip if that's available to you. Anywhere here is fine to stay. You can stay upright. You can fold your belly onto your right thigh. You can hold onto the left foot. Slowly come upright. Extend the right leg and switch your sides. Left leg over the right leg, foot back towards the right hip, and gently fold forward. Stop where you start to feel like your breath shortening, where you feel a lot of tension. Stop there and explore it with your breath. Notice where your body resists. And be kind and breathe deeply. And slowly come upright and release your left foot as well. Bring your feet together. Come into butterfly. A really nice option for butterfly is to hold your ankles and remain upright, lengthening through the neck and through the top of your head, or you can fold forward. We'll be here 5 breaths, so take your favorite variation. And slowly come upright. If you're folded forward, extend your legs and come onto your back. Lay down, hug your knees in. Rock a little bit. Keep your breath flowing. And then we'll come into happy baby. So from the outsides of your knees, slowly slide your hands up towards the feet. And gently pull your knees down. Tuck your chin a little bit. Elongate through the back of the neck. A little bit of free time here in happy baby. If it's in your practice to straighten your legs or rock, this is really a time to feel pleasure in your practice. So move freely or stay. Go ahead and release and give yourself one final hug before Shavasana. So lift your head, squeeze your knees in, and then start to release yourself down to the ground. Straightening your legs, turning your palms up. And I'm going to guide us through really subtle movements here in our Shavasana today. So let your feet be at least hip width, maybe even wider apart, with a little bit of outer rotation. So let your legs kind of flop open. And your palms open towards the ceiling, but down by your hips. Relax all the muscles in your face. And instead of controlling, changing, or manipulating your breath, try to observe it from a little more distance. It's easy to manipulate the breath when we turn our focus to it. But for these final minutes of the practice, try to observe your breath, connect to your breath without changing your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your belly button. The filling in and emptying. Your body still and relaxed, the breath moving on its own. Invite in non-judgment and peace. And slowly slide your arms out to the sides. Palms still up, but arms more like a T. Continue to breathe normally, but maybe observe just with that subtle change, bringing your arms out to the sides, that the breath has also changed location. Notice it in the belly. You might also notice it in the left and right, in the ribs, maybe in the armpits. Filling and emptying. Flowing naturally. No judgment or manipulation. Just observation and peace. And then bring your arms over your head. They don't have to be straight, they can be bent at the elbows, but bring your arms over your head and try to relax the ribs. If your ribs have just popped off the mat, try and relax them back down. Rest here. Resting in the observation of your breath and your body. Relaxing back, trusting the floor beneath you. Observing your breath moving in the body, in the belly, in the ribs, and maybe now in the upper chest. No judgment, no manipulation, just observation, peace. And then bring your legs together and actively stretch your arms over your head. Point your toes, press your palms away from you, and take a breath in through the nose. Now breath out the mouth. Bring your knees in. Push your low back into the mat. Roll over to the right and slowly come upright. Find a comfortable seat. If you like sitting on top of something, do so. Elevate your hips, elevate your spine. Close your eyes. Connect to all the work that you've done in your practice. Subtle, deep, accepting, connecting. Smile to yourself and bow to yourself. And bow to each other. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me.